Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight to Boston, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 38 of the Boston Celtics MyGM, and we're here for round 2 of the Eastern Conference playoffs. We're going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Check out some of their regular season stats. Kyrie led the way with 20 points a game. Danny Granger and Dion Waiters were right behind them with 17 and 15 respectively. And you can see they finished with the 7th best record in the entire NBA. They pretty much worked off opponent offense and a rather weak defense. They don't have a good defensive center, and they're pretty thin on the front court. After Andrew Bynum, they run a lot of lineups with guys like Anthony Bennett at center, and that's obviously going to play to our advantage because we like to play big. And I think in 2K playing big a lot of the time works more than playing small. But I guess we will find out. We'll see how it works out. As you can see, we're here for Game 1 in Boston, Massachusetts. This is the 2-3 matchup, and we are the 2 seed, so we do have the home court advantage for this, which will be helpful, and we are also the highest remaining seed in the NBA playoffs. The Jazz are also a 2 seed. They're in the second round, but both 1 seeds lost, so that's pretty big for us. That's good. It looks like we could be one of the favorites to advance all the way to the finals, especially in the Eastern Conference. But we're here for the tip, and Hibbert's going to win this over Andrew Bynum. We get the ball first. Eric Bledsoe immediately being covered by Kyrie Irving. He's going to blow right by him into the lane and one. That's the first foul on Anthony Bennett, and that would be the start of a miserable day for Anthony Bennett, which I will document later in the video. Danny Granger with the ball, down low to Bynum. Great two-man game right there, and Bynum kisses that one off the glass for the easy 2. But now we get a steal. Hibbert now dribbling it up the court. He's going to give it off to Bradley for the mid-range jumper, and Avery Bradley, so happy to have him back in the lineup. He's not only one of the better defenders on the team, but he's also one of the better jump shooters. Anyway, you can see here on a Kyrie penetration, Jabari Parker helps off of Danny Granger 1 pass away, even though Jared Sullinger is in a much better position to help. And this is going to leave Granger wide open in the corner for 3, an easy 3 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's a classic example of helping 1 pass away, which you cannot do, as that will lead to open 3s for days. But that's a bounce back there, an inch back there right there from Avery Bradley. But Bennett gets the rebound and gets blocked. I'm not going to spoil it, but he had a lot of shots blocked today. Jabari Parker with the post fadeaway right there. He is so deadly from the post. I love how his game has expanded a little bit to include some of that post work. But Bynum here in the post, now being covered by Hibbert, and Hibbert gets absolutely fooled on one of those shimmies. So it's a 6-point game. We're gonna go right back to Hibbert though. He's gonna post up, then turn and face. Too much space right there, and he just shoots right over Andrew Bynum for the easy bank-in jumper. And now check out this nice backdoor cut right there from Ray Allen to the lane on the poster on CJ Miles. Check this out. Ray Allen cuts backdoor. Saric is late on the rotation. And check out Allen just posterize CJ Miles. Yes, that is a Ray Allen 2016 poster. Don't get used to those. And anyway, Pierce is going to hit Allen in transition. The former Celtic teammates reunited for this playoff run. And Allen hits the 3 in transition. So that's going to make it 30-18. A great first quarter of play from the Boston Celtics, both offensively and defensively, getting it done. Just what you want to see out of a team primed for a finals run. We're also getting some good minutes and good contributions out of Roy Hibbert, which is what we like to see. He's been a pretty disappointing player throughout the season, but in the playoffs he's been a little bit better, especially the games that I've played. And he really showed up offensively today. He misses that jumper, but Allen is there. And check out Ray Allen getting the offensive putback right there. We have a 9-point lead, 35-26. Here's Glenn Robinson the third trying to inbound this one to Tyler Zeller. Great pass right there to Kyrie Irving. That was a great touch pass, and Irving's there for the layup. Then North Cole with the ball, shot clock winding down. I'm just going to give it to Bledsoe, kind of cut back door and used a bit of a screen there from Hibbert, and Bledsoe found himself open on the baseline. Now Granger turning and facing on Sullinger, gives it to Kyrie Irving, who gets kind of inside position right there and lays that one in off the glass. So it's still a 9-point game. The Cavs are hanging around. Celtics can't quite pull away, but Jabari Parker for 3, and he gets it to go. A big shot from Jabari. He's only got 7 points, a rather quiet first quarter and a half or so, but you know, he's always he's trying to stay involved in the offense, and if we can get him involved, I'm not too worried about him going a little bit quiet here. That's a layup, so it's a 10-point game. Tony Douglas on the break to CJ Miles, and 1 slam on Jared Sullinger, and it's down to a 7-point game. Now Tony Douglas with the ball, trying to look for a screen from Bynum here. It looks like Anthony Bennett. He's actually going to kick it to CJ Miles in the corner. Another bad help, 1 pass away. Our defenders always have an issue doing that. I hate it, but nonetheless, Jared Sullinger with the mid-range shot. Good turn and face right there. We get the lead back up to 6, and now it's an 8-point game. Tony Douglas with the ball, trying to size up Ray Allen. He's going to end up going right by him. Terrible defense by Allen right there, but what can you expect? Allen's about, what, 78 years old at this point? So that's going to take us into the half. It's a 6-point game, and we do have Dorsberg standing by with Roy Hibbert.
Well, Roy, you've gotten some bench production tonight that's made an impact here. Tell us how the depth has shaped the team's mentality and identity.
We're a complete team. You know, from top to bottom, we got guys on the bench that are just as good as our starting five. We can go out there and produce. And defensively, we keep this up, we'll be all right tonight.
Roy, well done. Team effort. Guys, back to you.
So we get things started in the third quarter here with a 5-point lead. Eric Bledsoe in the game with the ball is going to go right down to Roy Hibbert. Hibbert is going to just turn, phase, and do a nice little running hook shot off the glass right there. Great play by Roy Hibbert, who's looked great today. Now Jabari Parker going to the post on the smaller Deion Waiters. He just turns around. It looks like he goes to the Blake Griffin School of Post-Up as he shot that before he turned around. Pretty interesting footwork right there. But Kyrie Irving, that's going to be a long two. They say his foot was on the line, so it's a 4-point game. Now Deion Waiters stepping back. He's going to drive left, end up pulling up over Jabari Parker and draining that one in his face. Ball hard D. Waiters right there, cutting the lead down, and now it's a 2-point lead for the Cavaliers. There's Glenn Robinson, the third inside off the glass, and one. He makes it a 5-point game, the biggest lead of the evening for the Cavs, but the Celtics don't panic. Paul Pierce, the truth for three. Big shot, Paul Pierce right there, cuts it down to 2. Now it's a tie game. Bledsoe with the ball going in. He's going to miss that one, but Pierce is there in the offensive boards, puts it back up and in, and the Celtics retake the lead. Paul Pierce has been huge for the Celtics in this third quarter. Now Jabari gives it to Pierce, who's going to drive in, pull up. He gets it to go, and it's a huge third quarter for one of the greatest Celtics of all time. Now Tony Douglas down to Danny Granger. Granger just turns and kind of does the little Blake Griffin fadeaway like I mentioned earlier. But nonetheless, Deion Waiters with the ball driving in. He's going to get that one to go, and the game will be tied with now 2.6 seconds left to play. Parker, he gets the foul call on Anthony Bennett, who fouls out. And let's take a look at Anthony Bennett's stat line. He had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 1 block. He went 0 for 8 from the field and fouled out in the third quarter. He also had about 5 of his shots blocked, like 4 of which by Omer Asik. But nonetheless, great. It wasn't even really a pick and roll, but Sullinger kind of slipped the screen right there. Nice play by him. Good cut. So it's a 5-point game, but Tony Douglas is going to make that a 3-point game. So now 69-63. Ray Allen thought about pulling up there, but he's going to drive in on Kyrie Irving and get that contact layup to fall. Ray Allen with about 9 points right now. Very impressive night out of him on the bench. And now Pierce pulling up for 2. We have our bench in right now. We need to sustain our lead. Now we finally put our starters back in with about 7 minutes to play. Great games out of Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Really, that was a classic Celtics performance. So Jabari Parker with the ball, driving in at Danny Granger. And I probably should have taken advantage of that matchup a little bit more, even though Parker missed. Granger at his age right now and at this point in his career is not really a great defender anymore, and Parker probably could take advantage of it more, but that's something to look for more later in the series. So, 4-point game. Avery Bradley with the ball, kicking it to Eric Bledsoe, who's got Tyler Zeller on him. Back to Avery Bradley, though. Waiters just left Bradley wide open, and Avery Bradley's got 10 points now, his second 3 of the game. Bledsoe now is going to get the screen from Sullinger. He's going to kick this one right back to Bradley in the corner one more time. Avery Bradley coming up huge. 2 big threes, puts us up 10 with 4 minutes to play. And now Bledsoe once again finding Bradley in the corner. Great vision right there from Eric Bledsoe, and that's going to make it a 13-point game. Now Hibbert gets a steal out to Jabari Parker, who's going to make the extra pass to Sullinger. Great look right there. The unselfish play on the fast break. That's going to put us up by 15, and it looks like this game is all but over. Jared Sullinger with another mid-range. That's going to make it a 17-point game as the Celtics have blown this one open late. 90 seconds to play. Tony Douglas kicks it to Felix Carrick. I have no idea how to pronounce his first name. So it's a 16-point game, and now Dario Saric hits Tony Douglas for the 3, and Douglas knocks it down, so it's down to a 13-point game. But just 60 seconds to play. This game is pretty much over. Allen is going to end up giving this one down to Omer Asik, kind of waiting for him to get good position right there on the smaller defender. He finally does, and he puts it in. Now 13-point game, and Asik actually kind of hits that buzzer beater there. I had to shoot that because the shot clock was going to run out, and we actually get 2 extra points out of it. So 96-81 is your final. The Celtics take home the victory, a Game 1 victory, a good start to the series. Obviously got to win the games at home, take advantage of our home court advantage, and we have Doris Burke standing by, I believe.
Guys, I'm here with Paul Pierce, and Paul, tell us what it is about this team that allows you guys to prevail in a game like tonight.
Well, you know, this team has a lot of heart and pride, you know, so it was about the grit and the grind, digging deep inside and find a way to step up.
The pride was evident, Paul. Great job. Guys, over to you.
Thanks.
Paul Pierce coming up huge. He had 12 second half points, I think. Probably 8 or 10 of those came in the third quarter. Big third quarter out of him. Really, him and Ray Allen were so good for us tonight. It was so fun to watch just because, obviously, whenever you get those guys going, obviously memories of old Celtics games and all that stuff come to mind. But nonetheless, good performance out of everyone. And Roy Hibbert's actually going to get player of the game, who Hibbert at 15 points. He still doesn't get a lot of rebounds, which I guess is kind of accurate because he doesn't get a lot of rebounds in real life for someone who's 7'2". And you know, I think, I don't know, no matter what he does in the playoffs, it's gonna be hard to separate that from his kind of disappointing regular season. But Hibbert has been pretty good for us in the playoffs. I'd say in the games that I play, he's averaging, I don't know, 14, 13 points a game, which is all we need out of him. You know, I'm not looking for too much offense out of the guy. I've always looked for defense and rebounding out of my center, and you know, Hibbert's always provided half of that. But nonetheless, that's gonna do it for me. So this video is pretty much over. Thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and just out. Peace.